Hey there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kendra if you're new here, and I have 3 kiddos. I homeschool 2 of them right now, and we have been homeschooling for 4 years. We are finishing that up. If you missed my video last week, I talked about curriculum that I probably wouldn't use or buy again and all the reasons why, so I'll go ahead and link that down below. And this week, I'm going to talk about some of our favorites throughout the years that we have really enjoyed. Okay, so if you watched my video last week, you will know that our kindergarten year for my current 3rd grader was our first year, and we had a lot of oops, a lot of not so good curriculum that we worked through, but we did have one that sticks out in my mind as being one of our favorites. He has always been a science kid, and he really enjoyed this when he was little. He didn't like the writing so much, but he still doesn't like writing, so it is what it is. But this science is the Master Books Adventures in Creation series. We did books 1 and 2. That was such a fun book. It went through the days of creation and then talked about the different things that God created and the science for that. So the first day was light, and then you went into the atmosphere and animals and birds and plants, and then humans at the end. So they had little activities to do. If I recall, there was a story that goes with it. I believe it was Adam and his sons, so Cain and Abel, when they were younger, is the kind of storyline that goes through that. We also did book 2, which I believe is called Adventures in the Physical World, maybe? That might be wrong. I know there is one like that, but I don't know if that's the second one. We typically did like a whole week's worth of science, like in a day. They're just really, really short little lessons, and so we pretty much finished that book very quickly because he wanted to do the whole lesson, that day. So that was a big win in our kindergarten year. There weren't many, but that was a good one. So sticking with the science theme here, we did Simply Charlotte Mason Learning About Birds this year, and it was awesome. We loved it. So this is the companion guide, and it basically just has your lesson plans for the day, and it tells you what you need. These are the only 2 books you need for this. The Burgess, a Bird Book of Children, and Blackie the Crow, both by Thornton Burgess. You can also get the Anna Comstock's Handbook of Nature Study. We didn't do that. And it also suggests getting the coloring book of birds by, 50 Favorite Birds coloring book by Dover Publications. These books really personify the birds and the characters. Peter Rabbit is a main character in this story here, and he goes around talking to these birds and learning about them, and that's how we're learning through Peter. And then in the middle of the book, we take a pause and jump into Blackie the Crow here, and this one was really fun too. You just get to dive into Blackie and his personality and learn more about what crows are all about, and then you jump back into this and finish it for the rest of the year. This is my kids' favorite science that we've done. It was really low key, nothing super intense by any means. It was just I actually did the read aloud at night. And then what we would do is we would look on the Audubon app on my phone and look the birds up, and we would listen to their sounds because the Audubon app has the bird sounds and everything on there. So that was always fun to listen to the different sounds, and I think the most memorable one that we heard was the cardinal. It sounded like a little space war laser shooter. It was kind of funny. We don't have cardinals where we live, so definitely a win. One of our favorites. We will be doing another science from Simply Charlotte Mason next year, and so stay tuned for that video. I will have all my new curriculum videos coming out soon. I am currently gathering things, and I can't wait to share things next. My current first grader did in preschool. These are by Rod and Staff, and they are I call them alphabet books. I don't really know. And I have some of these still saved for my daughter because my son didn't actually finish these later ones. This is F, D, and E here. And then B here is actually Bible pictures to color, and it comes with a Bible reader also. So he wasn't into coloring much at that age either. It's funny, they are totally into it now, but go figure. Maybe my daughter will be into it. But these are super cute. They're just little cut and paste activities, matching, learn to follow directions, and a few like just simple preschool letter recognition. And each one of these are different. This is Do It Carefully, Finding the Answers in Everywhere We Go. But A was, I can't remember. They stand for something. So there's kind of like a little bit of a theme. Like there's these little activities here. I'm not sure what you do with this, but looks like maybe you stick it. Oh, I see. You cut here, and then you slide the little duckies and critters through the slot there. These are just fun little workbooks for my preschooler, and like I said, I'm saving these for my... It was a fuzzball floating in the air. I swear it was a spider like hanging in front of my face. Okay, reset. So, I'm saving these for my daughter, and I hope that she enjoys these. I will probably get A and C again for her as well. We have been enjoying All About Reading this year. I just started them on All About Reading levels in January, and we've been really liking them. We like the color. This is a color version. The little activities, the readers are super cute. I have a review / flip through about how I organize All About Reading. I'll put that down in the description if you want to go check that out. And a reading curriculum that we tried before All About Reading, we've also liked, and it was Logic of English Foundations. This is book A. Book A worked amazing for both of my kids. It really jump-started my oldest, and he finished level B also. My middle did not finish level B. It was just a little bit too much for him, so we took a step back, and then we started All About Reading with him, and I decided to just put my third grader in All About Reading also, because I wasn't going to continue on with level C and D with these. I wanted to change, but this worked really, really well for when we needed it. Where All About Reading is like little hands-on activities like this. This is like get up and move, run around through the house, race, have, it's more active, and it was great for my kindergarten and second grader. It also includes spelling and some handwriting. We didn't always do those. I was mostly looking at just getting reading skills down. It comes with a workbook, and this was our friend's workbook. She borrowed my curriculum and they didn't finish it, but in level A they get to make their own books, and they match it up with the little reading things, and my boys loved that. They thought it was so fun to have all these funny little pictures and get to make their own books, and then they would go ahead and read all their books to me, and yeah, so this was really fun. And it also comes with a Doodling Dragons book that has like all the letters and sounds in them, so they enjoyed this little book too. You read it every time you introduce a new letter. So I'm saving this level in case my daughter likes this over All About Reading, but we'll see. I mean, I have it, so might as well just hang on to it for a little while. If you've been following my channel for any length of time, you know that I love CLE math. This is our favorite, well, I keep saying our, this is my favorite math. I just love how this is set up. I also have a look through and review of CLE math that I'll go ahead and link in the description if you want to go ahead and look at that. This is just a great, solid curriculum, very independent learning, and I love it. Now, I say that it's my favorite because sometimes the lessons can be long, and my boys negotiate, let's say, negotiate with me on, well, can I just do half a lesson? Can I just do this? But they have learned a lot in this curriculum, and I really do enjoy it a lot. And my oldest, he does admit that he does like it. He gets caught up a little bit on the math fact thing, but stay tuned for that too. I also have a video coming out about something that we're going to be working on for that. Anyway, great solid curriculum if you're looking for something like that, Christian based. All right, for Bible, we haven't used a ton for Bible, but I have really enjoyed this. And I mentioned this in the last video that I want to keep doing it, but it's kind of pricey. So I will not be doing it this year, but I eventually want to get the 3rd grade level for this as well. And levels really don't matter in this. I started my 2nd grader in the 1st grade level because it started with Genesis, and I wanted to just go chronologically, and it didn't, you know, it wasn't too babyish for him or anything. So it is the Abeka Bible curriculum. Now this has all of these little books that go with it, which I have right here. And this is your lesson plans, and it goes into each day and what you need to do. It tells you what songs, what Bible verses, when you say a prayer, play another song. There's a lot of Bible review lessons in here, and we didn't do them as often because they would do like 1 or 2 stories, and then they'd review it, and then another story, and then review it. And my son was like, oh, can we just read a story? So we didn't do all the reviews on here. I kind of made this work however I wanted to do it. But these little books here have a lesson plan inside, or not the lesson plan, but the stories inside. And so it shows you the story, and then it tells you what picture to show as you're reading. And so these are the pictures here. It kind of reminds me of something that maybe you would have been taught in Sunday school as a kid, at least when I was going to Sunday school, stuff like that. These pictures are really pretty. And actually my boys are learning these in children's church too. I think this is what our church uses. So it's kind of funny. They're getting it double dose. So anyway, and then here's another one of favorite Bible stories. More pictures here. So it's a nice curriculum. I really like it. It also has, every level has a salvation series book and talks about, you know, how to be saved and everything like that. So it's definitely a solid curriculum. It comes with a music CD also, and so you got a lot of Bible songs. The kids have loved that as well. For handwriting, my son has really been enjoying the master books Catch On to Cursive. Fully involved curriculum. It's not just handwriting. They have them do little fine motor skill actions. Some of them seem kind of silly, but I see what they're trying to do. They're just trying to get you loose and like get your dexterity up. He didn't care for it at first, but I think it was because cursive was a little tricky for him. And this is all about fishing. So he was obsessed with fishing when I ordered this last year. He goes through cycles. Fishing, trucks, coins, and then it cycles back. Sometimes it's all 3 at once. So, you know, but he's still enjoying this curriculum. But there's all kinds of different little activities. There are skill practice sheets they have to do, little challenges they have to do. And then the writing portion. So he actually really enjoys cursive. That's usually the first thing that he gets done. for the day. He is definitely improving. We did the letter J the other day and he goes, look at that. Of course, now that I want to find it, I can't find it. He was all proud of that J right there. Yeah, so this is fun. It is a super hefty book. We had this spiral bound because it's impossible to write when there's a giant binding in the way. We're just gonna keep going through this until he finishes it. We're not even halfway through yet. So we'll just keep plowing ahead on that one. All right, now to history. We are a history-loving family. I love history, my husband does. My oldest is definitely a history kid. And when he was in first grade, we did the Not Grass, Our Star-Spangled Story. And we really enjoyed this. And yes, I still have this because we really liked it. And maybe someday I will read it again to my daughter, or my kids can read it themselves. These are really nice quality books. Hardback, there's 2 volumes for this. And it also comes with a Star-Spangled timeline. We never looked at this too much, but it is really cool to look at. It's got the timeline all written out and everything. So yeah, it is pretty nice to just kind of look at. These books here, they kind of look like this inside. And the lessons are not very long. And then at the end of each lesson, it has lesson activities. So you would listen to a song, which I'll show you here in a minute. Look at the timeline. It also came with like an activity book. And I was surprised because my non-color loving child, coloring loving child, did the entire book. I was really impressed. There's like drawing things, and then there was like a match the answer. I think it's been a while. It's been a few years. So, but he did that entire book, and he was so proud that he had it all done, and he had the cutest little drawings in there. It also comes with this here, which is Star-Spangled Rhythm and Rhymes. Lots of folk songs and patriotic songs and things like that. There's a CD back here, and it goes through, this has all the words and things like that for each of the songs. So they really enjoyed that part of it. It was fun to listen to all the little different folk songs. He still talks about this, how he just really liked this curriculum. At the end of each unit, there is a project. And we did just about every one of them. So this one here is the Origami Mayflower. So it shows you how to make a ship. And put it on paper there. There was a Paul Revere like silver shop. You take tin foil and make it look like silver. And then you make it look like it's like a display window in like an old time shop. There was a Boston Tea Party project, a starvation party where you pretend like it's hardtack and you make a little paper cup, and then it gives you a recipe for like some mush that you eat with dried fruit and molasses and things, and they actually did like it. I was surprised. Here is a smoothie recipe. So I feel like we did more of the projects in the first half than we did in the second half, but we still just really enjoyed this curriculum a lot. And something else that I also added to this, we did a Scholastic interactive maps. Anytime we did like the Lewis and Clark Trail, the Oregon Trail, the Erie Canal, the Mayflower coming over, we pulled out one of those interactive maps, and I'll put a picture up here of the book. I have it somewhere, but I don't feel like digging for it. And it's almost like a little 3D map, so you have something where you're like moving something across. They were a lot of fun. I typically colored them because, like I said, they were in first and preschool to make sure we could see what we were looking at. And to round off our favorites video for now anyway, is the history that we did this year. This is Early Modern and Epistles from Simply Charlotte Mason. Loved it, loved it, loved it. And I won't go into too much detail here because I have an entire review on this in my channel as well, and I will leave that down below. But we are definitely planning on doing the modern times this coming year, and I'm so excited. I'm gathering all the books for this, and I cannot wait to dive into that. But they have 6 cycles here, and this has just been a lot of fun. Lots and lots of different read alouds and books that go with this that make it come alive. It's a living book curriculum, basically. Yes, highly recommend these. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know what some of your favorites have been, and maybe you haven't liked any of these. I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for sticking around. What are your favorite curriculums that you've been using over the years? I always like to find new curriculum and things that might work out for us in different seasons. I am super excited to bring in what we've got going on for this year, this next year. I've got lots and lots of fun things that I cannot wait to dive into, and hopefully some of those will also make it to our favorites videos down the line. So if you want to see any of those videos that I've got in the lineup here, go ahead and click that subscribe button so you don't miss anything, and make sure you click that bell as well. I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Thanks, bye. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore.